Distinguished delegates, could you please take your seats so that we can start? Manchester Metropolitan University. Yes.
Great. Can you hear me, everyone? Fantastic. Thank you, Madam Moderator, and a very good morning to you. Many thanks for allowing me briefly to set out my suggestions for this recognition session. So my name is Ornette D Clennon, and I am a critical race scholar from Manchester Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom. I would like to suggest that the working group and the Secretariat considers the development of robust reporting mechanisms for grassroots educational activities. We need to find ways of internationally recognizing grassroots community efforts to present counter-narratives that aim to illuminate structural discrimination, in so doing deconstructing our colonial legacies. In the UK, we have African Diaspora Saturday Schools, who are community-based organisations, and today I also represent the Manchester-based Saturday School Consortium called Making Education a Priority, MEaP for short. Our community schools work tirelessly to address the gaps in mainstream education provision. I suggest that we think very, very carefully about how we can harmonise their outputs with the Sustainable Development Goals, especially SDG 4. With a nod towards the justice theme, this matter of community SDG monitoring is very important because to effect real change, agency has to be a bottom-up process with the full engagement and leadership of both civil society and grassroots organisations. So, to house my recommendations, I suggest that the UN supports the formation of an international civil society and grassroots network for people of African descent with an online platform. Amongst other items, this platform should include a searchable international database on CSOs and grassroots organisations with information about their organisation, their interests, and their SDG-mapped community reports that detail their efforts to counter colonial narratives in their mainstream educational systems. Thank you.
I understand that Manchester Metropolitan University is now in the room, so I'll proceed to give the floor to Manchester Metropolitan University. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson, and good afternoon to everyone. Many thanks to the regional meeting for allowing me to share some of my recommendations with you this afternoon. My name's Ornette D Clennon, and I've spoken before, and I'm an academic from Manchester Metropolitan University, but I'm also a scholar activist from the grassroots organisation Making Education a Priority. So, in the UK, the work of grassroots organisations often remains invisible, and I'd like to lay out the case for the need of stronger working group reporting mechanisms for grassroots organisations. So these organisations are usually run on a shoestring budget, relying on volunteers, in so doing facing challenges for funding and sustainability. Grassroots social enterprises are usually very small, ranging from micro enterprises of just 1 or 2 people up to small and medium. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the volume down.
Yeah, I was going to say if you can turn down the volume of your earpiece.
Yeah,
there's some feedback.
I've done that, yes. So grassroots social enterprises are usually very small, ranging from micro enterprises of just 1 or 2 people up to small, medium enterprises employing perhaps 10 or more. So because of their size and their structures, grassroots organisations often do not have formal relationships with statutory agencies, despite delivering many of their services informally. However, they do have an intimate local knowledge of their communities that allows them to cater for the specific needs of their localities. In contrast to many civil society organisations, grassroots organisations tend to be embedded in their local communities because their members are often native to their localities and continue to live and work there. So my point today is that we really need to find a way of reporting their outputs within the context of the SDGs so that auditing their work uses the same metrics as the larger CSOs and statutory agencies, because this will enable us to better identify their outputs within the national big data sets. So to house my suggestions for grassroots community reporting, the UN should support the formation again of an international civil society and grassroots network for people of African descent with an online platform. And amongst other items, this platform should include a searchable international database on CSOs and grassroots organizations with information about the organization, their interests, contact information, and crucially, their SDG mapped community reports. Thank you.
Thank you, Manchester Metropolitan University. So thank you very much. We resume at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.